consenting to the matter being heard via Zoom.
Thank you, Ms. Briggs. Your name, please.
Amber Briggs.
All right, thank you. And today's date scheduled for the probation violation. Your client was sentenced, is on probation for operating while physically impaired by alcohol. And there's a probation violation hearing on August 29th, at which time the court suspended some Jim, Terry. And scheduled this matter for a jail review. That was scheduled for September 28th. We held the jail review and we adjourned it to December 14th. And you were to test on September 28th. In the interim, it's alleged you recently tested positive for alcohol and you've not yet cleared up your warrants. And so, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, in the circumstance, we will not be asking for a violation of probation hearing.
All right, ma'am, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you heard the allegation, correct?
Correct.
And as that allegation, so we're actually holding the jail review that was moved up to today and probation violation.
Correct.
And so as to the allegation that you tested positive for alcohol, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You've gone over your advice of rights for probation violation, so this is correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand all of those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
You also understand by entering into a plea that you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your right to a contested hearing.
Correct.
And you also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that the recommendation is for you to serve your 5 days jail.
Correct.
And you also understand this is technical violation number 3.
Correct.
And knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea.
Yes, ma'am.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No, ma'am.
All right, counsel, you can please provide to your client.
Yes, I'd like to direct your attention back to October 3rd of 2023. As a condition of probation, did you submit yourself to a drug test?
Yes.
Right. And as a result of that drug test, did you test positive for alcohol?
Yes.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea. Did I swear you in? Did I swear you in? No, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony that you are.
Yes, you did.
I did.
Sorry,
Okay.
yes.
All right, sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to do 5 things at the same time.
No, you're
All right, the court will note that the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the probation violation of counsel as to the recommendation.
Your Honor, at this time, I would be respectfully requesting that my client not be put into custody. She has been making some positive strides regarding other terms and conditions of probation. I saw that there was a recommendation for 5 days. I'd ask that at this point, she have a jail review to determine if she can be in strict compliance with probation, with the understanding that if she has another misstep, it certainly would result in not just the 5 days in jail, but I would anticipate a longer period.
All right, Ms. Briggs, what is it you consumed?
A glass of wine. To be honest, I panicked. My son got in a car accident. I was the first person to be called. As you know, my kids are in Florida.
Correct.
I had to call my mom and his dad to notify them of his location. In between that, he had to get airlifted. It was a 3-hour wait period. I totally panicked. I didn't know what else to do. I poured me a glass of wine and picked it back and forth until I got the news. I found out that he ended up having a third degree concussion and also back pain. He was in the car with his friend and he ended up protecting his friend from getting hit. And that's how he caused injuries to his head and getting the airlift. So I completely panicked. I went back to my past of what do I do to calm myself down until I get the information. I do apologize. I definitely consumed the alcohol. With that also being said, I did clear up one of my warrants, that would be with Southgate, and I also completed all of my, community service. I'm just having to wait until the lady who writes the paperwork gets back after Thanksgiving.
Where did you complete your community service?
I actually just completed it on Friday, I believe.
Where?
Oh, sorry, Share, Detroit, SHAR, Detroit. That'll be the same place I did my, outpatient.
Okay, here's the concern, ma'am, is that you've been on probation, you're given tools so that you can learn coping skills so that you don't repeat this offense. And this is now your third technical violation, your second of which is alcohol consumption, for which you're on probation for.
Correct.
And you get upsetting news about your child and you drink a glass of wine.
Yeah, honestly, to be honest, it's already hard that I'm parenting for miles away. It's not only just my son, I have a 16-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old daughter. So on top of that added stress, he just graduated, he's in college, and to hear that this is his first accident, he's getting airlifted, I didn't know. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't put into account any of the other coping mechanism skills that I did learn. I literally panicked.
And so why don't you live in Florida with your children?
To be honest, right now, financially, I'm trying to stabilize my career as far as a hairdresser and grow with education. And in order for me to do that, I kind of have to stay put in one place right now. And that is why I'm still in Michigan. My plan was to finish up, well, I just applied again to another salon where you have to do like assisting to another hairstylist to like learn different techniques and things of that nature so we can go ahead and be well equipped pretty much, right? And so in order for me to do that, I need to stay put at least a year. So once I complete that year with the apprenticeship, my plan was to move out to Florida and reunite. But honestly, it's just financial and trying to career-wise to stabilize myself.
And so you can't do an apprenticeship down in Florida?
Yeah, but then that would mean that I would have to apply for jobs and try and find housing as well. And it's a little more expensive than Michigan. So, and I've never been there, right? So that's my apprehension, honestly.
And how long have your children been in Florida?
They've been there for 2 years now.
Okay. And when did you consume the wine?
I consumed it in between, I got the call October 2nd around 10:30, 10:40.
In the morning?
At night. I had just got home from work like 2 hours prior to, I was actually asleep when I got the call. So when I woke up and I got that call, the girl that was in the car with him, she called me and FaceTimed me and was like, Xavier got in a bad car accident. I'm like, where are you guys at? I have
Hold on, so you were sleeping?
Yeah.
And when you got that news?
Yeah, I hopped up, went ahead, we share his location. So I went ahead, looked at the location, called my mom because my mom is in Florida, called his dad is in Florida, just in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. Told them what's going on. My mom went ahead and got on the scene, had to wait, call my auntie who is in Michigan here.
And then, but at some point, yeah, and then you went and you decided you were gonna drink a glass of wine.
It was.
And then when did you test?
That morning, I believe. Yeah, that next morning, went ahead.
And you only had one glass of wine?
I had 2 glasses.
Judge, I would ask you to consider at least she's being forthright. We have scenarios where an individual will try to sidestep or come up with a fabrication. I don't approve. Obviously, this is not an excuse, but she has come sincere and contrite and would respectfully request any consideration to leniency, fully understanding that none has been promised.
Okay. And I can appreciate that, counsel, but your client has a jail review that's scheduled for December that was moved up to today because of the probation violation. The probation violation, your client's on probation for operating while visibly impaired. This is now her third technical violation, her second alcohol-related offense, or alcohol-related violation. So the court's going to order you to serve the 5 days jail.
Would it be possible, Judge, for my client to have a report date so she can make the necessary arrangements?
Well, she's not working right now.
No, I'm at Great Clips.
Oh, that's right, you're at Great Clips. Well, here's the thing. So I have some serious concerns for your client's ability to stay sober.
Okay.
And we're coming up on this week with the holiday and whatnot, and so, your client can make a phone call, but she's going to, report, she's gonna go right now.
Would it be possible for her to appear before 5 p.m. today? With the understanding that if she doesn't appear, obviously the consequences would be extreme.
Well, counsel, I can appreciate your efforts, but your client has a history of failing to appear for court dates. Specifically August 7th, she failed to appear for a probation violation, and we issued a warrant, and then ultimately she appeared on August 29th.
If I may, Your
Oh, but
Honor?
it shows she did not receive that notice to appear. Are you still on Maplewood?
Yes, ma'am. The issue with that date was you guys sent out the apartment 16 and it's only apartment 2. So I never got that notification.
Okay. What arrangements is it you, ma'am, you need to make?
Well, I need to go ahead and contact my job, of course. And I need to contact my family. I still haven't laid eyes on my child physically. So they were.
Since October 2nd?
Have not, no, because I didn't get any permission from you guys. And when it happened, prior to it happening, my probation officer asked me if I had any plans of going out of town that month, and I told her no. So when it happened, I panicked. I was like, well, I didn't get permission from you guys to go out of state, you know what I mean? So I didn't wanna.
Have you been FaceTiming him?
Yeah, FaceTiming, but FaceTiming and physically seeing the child, so it's totally different. I'm sorry.
We can allow you to make a phone call to your work and then,
Okay,
but you're gonna go with the officer today.
no problem. I have a question.
Yes,
What would be the release date so I can tell them?
well, 5 days, so today, Friday. And then upon your release, you're not to be released, well, then you're gonna have a 30 days on the alcohol tether as well,
Okay.
after you serve your jail time.
And how does that work now?
They will put that on before you are released. All right, anything else?
No, that's all.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Okay.
Let's make sure that she can contact her work. All right, we are on the record with the matter. Andrew Thanasis, 231987.
Good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shemke, on behalf of my client.
Andrew Thanasis.
All right, thank you. Today's date scheduled for sentencing on your client's plea as charged possession of controlled substance. And counsel, do you have an opportunity to review the report and recommendation with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, it's factually accurate.
And as to the recommendation.
Your Honor, I believe the terms and conditions are very appropriate. I'd ask that they be adopted, and I'd ask that my client be considered for potential early termination. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, the court will note that your client is eligible under the local ordinance 25.136B. And Mr. Thanasis, you received disability and so you're unable to work?
Yes.
What's the nature of your disability, sir? Is it physical?
I have frontal lobe damage and my wrist was cut. Reconstructive facial surgery.
So you're not able to work from there? Please step outside and then make sure your phone's off, okay? Thank you. you're not able to even work to earn some additional, like, to offset it?
Sometimes my buddy, he does side work, like right now, actually, on Third and North Line, there's a home realtor that's from Colorado, and my buddy is working for her, and right now, we're actually doing a house on North Line, the gray and white one, it was just repainted, about to put new windows in, sometimes I help him here and here, but it's under the table.
Okay, but you are able to work at certain times,
Yes,
all right. And if you were to test today, sir, what's in your system?
shouldn't be nothing besides marijuana from the last.
The last time you were in court in October?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The court's going to note after hearing from counsel, hearing from Mr. Thanasis, reviewing the report, the recommendation, the court does find that there's reasonable grounds to depart from MCL 769.5. The court also will note that you're eligible for early discharge. You're also eligible under 25.136B. The court will order 12 months probation. You're not to violate any criminal law of any unit of government. You're not to leave the state without the consent of the court. You are to report truthfully to your probation officer as often as your probation officer may require, in person, writing, or virtually. You're to notify your probation officer immediately of any change in address or employment status. You're not to use any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed and be subjected to random testing. The rehabilitative goal for that condition is so the court can monitor your progress in maintaining absence and sobriety. You're to enroll and participate in outpatient substance use counseling. The rehabilitative goal for that condition is to assist you in providing coping mechanisms so that you may maintain sobriety and prevent relapse. Hopefully preventing this from happening again in the future. Bless you. And 5 days on the court workforce. The rehabilitative goal for that condition is so that you can further develop life skills and get back to the community. All right? And any question regarding the terms and conditions?
No, ma'am.
All right, the court will note, the court will order a $400 fine, $100 screening assessment fee, $600 supervision oversight fee, that's $50 a month at 12 months. Since you're eligible for early discharge, up to $300 of that may not be due. $200 for the cost of prosecution, crime victim assessment fee of $75, justice system assessment fee of $50, $200 for the workforce, that's 5 days at $40 a day. $1,625 is your total. You did post a bond of $250. Do you have any other money to pay today, sir?
No, ma'am, not today.
All right, and so then on the balance of $1,375, sir, how much can you pay per month and what day of the month works best?
Really would be the first of the month, and would be like $250.
Okay. So let's do $150 per month. If you can pay more, then you can pay more, okay?
Right, I appreciate it.
And you can begin that December 1st?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a week from Friday.
Yes.
Okay. All right, and as I did indicate, sir, you are eligible for early discharge so long as all the following have occurred. You've completed at least half of your original term of probation. All probation requirements have been completed. You've had at least 3 months without any violations, and all monies have been either paid in full, or you've made a good faith effort toward making full payment. All right, sir, have a seat over in probation, and I wish you luck, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, have a good day.
You too.